Finding a place to live in Honolulu can be really tough if you have a pet. If you're a pet-loving family looking to move to Oahu or any of our other islands, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest challenges you might face, finding pet-friendly housing. Aloha, I'm Chris Shomo, real estate agent and owner and founder of Home Sweet Home Hawaii Real Estate, brokered by eXp Realty. And if this is your first time on our channel and you want to know everything there is about living in Hawaii, go ahead and subscribe below and also tap the bell for notifications so you can be first to learn about the current market here in Hawaii. We all know pets are more than just animals, they're family. But when it comes to buying a condominium in Honolulu, finding a place that is welcoming to pets can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. In this video, we're going to be talking about just that. Number one, the challenge of finding pet-friendly housing. Number two, why there are so many restrictions. Number three, and perhaps most importantly, I'll give you some very good tips for finding pet-friendly homes. First off, at number one, the challenge of pet-friendly housing. Here's where things get pretty tricky for pet owners. Many condos and homeowner associations in Honolulu have strict rules about pets. In fact, we just recently spent a considerable amount of time building out a tool that lists and breaks down basic pet policies for cats and dogs for every condominium building in Honolulu. Now, what we learned was that out of the 321 condominium buildings in Honolulu, almost half don't allow pets at all. 44%. Now, some allow one cat or one small dog and other variations. Some have very specific height or length limits or to be carried through common spaces. And only 47 buildings, which is about 15%, allow larger dogs 50 pounds or more. So that's something to keep in mind if you are an owner of a large dog. Now, please keep in mind that a lot of these rules can change. So just make sure, before you fall in love with a building, you want to find out from the Homeowners Association what their rules are. Now, here's an interesting stat. If you happen to own a dog that weighs 50 pounds or more, and you want a nicer luxury home, and I say nicer, I mean a little newer, from the year 2000 and newer, get this, there are only 9 towers that allow dogs that are 50 pounds and heavier. And if you'd like that list, of course, feel free to reach out to me. Now, that's a pretty staggering statistic if you have a larger dog and you want one of the nicer, newer condos. So what I mean by that is if you're a renter that's watching this, these aren't the rules of the owners of the condos. These are actually the rules of the building. So I'll come back to the tool we built in a minute here. So number two, we get, so why so many restrictions? So number one, there are liability concerns. Larger dogs are often perceived as a higher risk for property damage and also incidents that might happen with other residents. And of course, number two is noise complaints. Barking dogs can really make neighbors nervous and upset, and rightly so. Then they might report them to the association, and the owner is upset, and it's just all around not a good situation when that happens. And that can be really tough when you're in close living quarters like condos. Another potential problem is allergies and hygiene. Some residents might have allergies or concerns about cleanliness in the common areas. And then you have the insurance policies. Some insurance companies increase premiums for properties that allow pets, especially certain breeds. But anyway, despite all the reasoning behind these policies, this can be pretty heartbreaking. Pets are, of course, emotional support, and they bond with us. They teach kids responsibility. They're a source of unconditional love. There are just so many reasons that having pets in the family are so healthy and meaningful. I completely get all of this. We actually have a cat named Sadie who came to us in a very pivotal time in our lives, right after our foster daughter was reunited with her family, and our son was heartbroken over the loss. We were all heartbroken. And Sadie was a stray little kitten who literally showed up at our house by our garage entrance, and we fell in love with her and ended up adopting her. And she is spoiled. My wife teases me about that. I guess it's true. We absolutely adore her. Here's some pics of Sadie. Now, I've worked with many families who felt overwhelmed by the limited options, especially if they're coming to Oahu to rent the first year and to get more of a lay of the land before buying. Finding rentals, I'm just going to give it to you straight. Finding rentals that allow pets are truly a needle in the haystack. I see time and time again families that reach out to me looking for a pet-friendly rental and end up buying their home sooner than anticipated to avoid all the hassles. I mean, it is a real thing. There are so few properties that allow pets, and when the rental home, when it comes on the market, it goes like this. The rental agent will literally hold one open house for the rental. And that open house can be 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours, whether it's a day during the weekend or even during the week. And they'll literally get 20, 30 people lined up and hand in applications. And it's really that much in demand. Now let's talk about the tips for finding pet-friendly homes. Number 1 is work with a pet-savvy realtor. You want to find a real estate agent who understands the pet policies. We have a couple of different lists we work off of and make available to our clients who are actively working with us in their search for a home. One of those lists is the tool for condos in Honolulu that I mentioned earlier. This is absolutely key to saving a lot of time and honing in on your options quickly. Number 2 is, of course, consider single-family homes. Single-family homes often have more lenient pet policies, of course, compared to condos and apartments. And while they might come at a higher price, the freedom of your pet can be absolutely worth it. And having the option to be outside in the yard might mean a happier pet too. Now, number 3 is prepare a pet resume. And I know it sounds absolutely crazy, but yes, this is a real thing. You include your vet records, training certificates, and references even to show that your pet is well behaved and cared for. And number 4 is be willing to negotiate. Sometimes homeowners or associations might make exceptions, and offering a pet deposit, and most of the time a pet deposit is mandatory, but even doubling the pet deposit or agreeing to certain conditions can make a difference, and usually required for any pet-friendly rental. And number 5, and this is a big one, especially if you're being ethical and above board, see if you qualify for an emotional support animal, and this is called an ESA. So you talk to your doctor and see if you qualify for an ESA. This is definitely a workaround, as condo buildings must allow a pet that is an ESA. However, usually you will still need to get the board approval after you get your ESA certification letter from your doctor. And number 6, connect with social or advocacy groups. Reach out to local organizations like the Hawaii Humane Society that promote pet-friendly housing for assistance and resources, and you can search for social media groups for pets that allow people to discuss housing. If I've missed any good tips here, please drop them in the comments below. Finding pet-friendly housing in Oahu can be challenging, but it's certainly possible. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Many families have navigated this path successfully, and you can too. Thanks for watching, and if you're thinking about moving to Hawaii, whether your move is in 9 days or 9 months, feel free to reach out. You can give me a call, shoot over a text, or shoot me an email. My contact info is below. We love helping people with their pets buy and invest in Hawaii, and we're here to make your move as smooth and stress-free as possible. Mahalo for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more helpful tips on moving to Hawaii with your family and furry friends. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Aloha.